I was a big fan of Chinese Kung Fu movies. Big fan. And my father was too. So I would say to him, let's go down Chinatown, one of those theaters, and see a Chinese Kung Fu movie. And he kept saying, yeah, we're going to do that. And I kept asking. And one day, Friday, I remember, I said to him, hey, you want to go see a Kung Fu movie down in Chinatown? And he said, get in the station wagon. Let's go. So we get in the station wagon, we go down to Chinatown, and we're looking for a parking spot. Finally find one, get inside the theater, and it was very peaceful in there. A lot of older Chinese guys, you know, went to see this movie. And it was around 8 o'clock. They were all dressed up in their nice outfits, some of them with their wives, some of them with their friends, scattered around the theater. So we went down the aisle, left-hand side, about the middle section there. We sit down towards the wall, and the lights start to dim. It was very cozy in there. I appreciated the coziness of the movie theater. So movie starts, and this movie was about a thin Asian guy, very spindly and, you know, tall guy, and he worked at a Chinese restaurant, and somehow he developed the ability to fight with chopsticks. So he would pull out the chopsticks, and as he did that, they would make that noise, and he would fight people with those chopsticks and beat them up badly. But he was the good guy. And there was one scene in the forest where he was walking by himself, and then out of nowhere 5 guys show up and they're trying to beat him up, and he pulls out the chopsticks and beats the crap out of all of them. And at one point he jumped up where there was a tree behind him, did a few flips, and he landed on a branch of a pine tree 50 feet up. And he looked down below and he did a flip off the tree, off the branch, lands on the ground, takes the chopsticks out, and beats them up again. Really good movie. I enjoyed it, and my father liked it too. But for some reason, we went one time and never went again. So, but we did see those kind of movies at home on the television set, and we were also big fans of the television series Kung Fu. Kung Fu, back in the early 70s when that came out. David Carradine, Master Po. Yeah. Love Master Po, Master Khan. Matter of fact, not too long ago, a couple of years back, I went down to San Pedro where there's a bell, and that bell was brought to the U.S. from Korea by the actor that played Master Khan, his father. Not the actor, the father. His father brought that. He was an activist. He was one of those guys that was very active in the Korean community, and I was a big fan of that show, and especially those two characters. I loved Master Khan and Master Po. Big fans. I still watch that show now. Like that temple, a lot of candles in there. Yeah, but anyway, that's the movie we saw. And another time, not in that theater, but another time we saw a movie where it was called the Kung Fu Fingers. And this Kung Fu master was able to beat people up using his fingers. And there was a scene where he jumps up on a tree, jumps off the branch, and there's a guy below. He takes his fingers, jumps off the tree, and the fingers go into the guy's shoulders. And the guy dies. Another good movie. I still watch them. I mean, nobody can fight like that in reality, but they're just entertaining. Entertaining movies. Yeah. When you're a kid, you think people can fight like that. You get a little bit older, you see real fighting, you go, no, people can't fight like that. That's made up. You try and fight like that on the street, you're going to get your ass handed to you. But in the movies, it looks good. Plus, these guys that fight in Kung Fu movies, they have a lot of endurance. You know, they don't stop breathing heavy after 5 minutes of swinging. They can go 20 minutes, boom, fighting. Yeah.